Hide and seek functions as a controlled psychological rehearsal of predator and prey survival tactics. To play, we rely on the concept of a safe zone, the invisible perimeter of security we build around our homes, our yards, and our familiar neighborhoods. When we initiate the game, we intentionally suppress our survival instincts. We seek out blind spots, stay perfectly still, and ignore the sounds of someone sneaking up on us. This provides a form of cognitive camouflage for any threat operating nearby. When we voluntarily blur these boundaries for entertainment, we create a spatial opening where a real-world predator can exist within our perimeter without raising an alarm. The weakest spatial layer is the liminal edge where civilization meets the wilderness, the line where a suburban backyard fence borders miles of dense woods. In August, 5 14-year-old boys used the cover of such a tree line for a late-night match, relying on the pitch-black woods for concealment. The boys separated, and the narrator pushed deep into the forest to crouch behind a fallen log. He heard heavy footsteps stop beside him. A low whisper followed. He stayed perfectly still, certain his friend was inches away. But the geography didn't add up. Jason, the seeker, never entered the woods. He had been circling the houses the entire time. The footsteps and the whisper belonged to an unknown entity that had entered the woods undetected, proving that the outer perimeter of the neighborhood was entirely porous. Moving inward, the private property line is designed to be a more defensible, controlled space. In Merle, Pennsylvania, a group of friends was interrupted by an older teenager calling himself Keith, who arrived uninvited from the road. Keith immediately leveraged the property's layout, convincing the group to switch from basketball to manhunt, a game that required the boys to cover the entire acreage. By playing, the boys abandoned their collective vantage point. They scattered to sheds and tree lines, leaving the house entirely unmonitored. Keith used this diversion to disappear, moving directly toward the house while the residents hid on the fringes of the property. After the game, the homeowner found a weathered piece of rope near a bedroom window. That night, he heard quiet footsteps moving through his own interior hallway. At 2 a.m., a slow scratching against the glass woke him. He peeled back the blinds to find a shadowy figure standing inches away. The game functioned as a Trojan horse, convincing the victims to dismantle their own property defenses and allowing a stranger to safely map the grounds. The final layer of defense is the interior of the home, an area treated as an impenetrable inner sanctum. 2 15-year-olds alone in a locked house turned off every light to make their game more intense, effectively blinding themselves to their own surroundings. The seeker stayed downstairs, while the narrator hid under an upstairs bed. Heavy footsteps entered the room, stopping beside him. He heard distinct breathing in the dark, certain his friend found him. But suddenly, his friend called from the basement, 2 floors below. A subsequent search of the house revealed the sound of a closet door opening, fabric dragging on the carpet, and the front door clicking shut as a third presence fled the house. By playing in the dark, the boys had inadvertently provided cover for a burglar who was already inside the inner sanctum. When you intentionally hide in the dark of your own home, you have absolutely no way of knowing who else is using that same darkness to hide with you.